In this episode, we will talk about how to handle a neighbor that has a loud karaoke bar. George says, what should you do if your neighbor just opened a karaoke bar in front of their house? It has been 2 weeks now, and she has been singing all day, every day. Do I even have to mention how loud it is? Even before the opening the bar, she used to sing only in the mornings. Now it's much worse because the noise is constant, and in the evenings other people join in. I talked to her today, and she said she has the right to sing until 10 p.m. I asked her to turn it down a bit. She said she would, but she didn't do anything. What can I do? Please help. I'm losing my mind. The truth is, you can't do anything, sir. There may be some that'll tell you to do something, as in to follow up with the barangay, or call the police or something. But if you live in the Philippines long enough, you understand that that results in nothing. Police are too lazy. They won't do anything. And all that does is puts a bigger target on your back. Sahara Desert says, document the disturbance with dates, times, and report it to your barangay for a blotter and mediation. If it persists, call the police to enforce your local noise ordinance and Article 155 of the revised penal code, which penalizes alarms and scandals, including loud or disturbing noise, and for repeat or severe cases, escalate it to your city or municipal environment office or the office of the prosecutor. Sure, you can do that, but how long will that take? What do you think? Do you think it'll take months or even years before anyone does anything about your complaint? It's a complete waste of time. Febby says, that's irritating, but to be honest, it's really hard to deal with that kind of people. It's scary to have conflict with neighbor because you don't know what they might do to you. Precisely, and that is the key. Everyone that will tell you what to do or provide some kind of common sense resolution doesn't understand that anyone who sings all day all night loudly and disturbs the public has zero fucks to give about you or your concern. They are clearly mentally unstable, and you don't know how they will react if you take an official stance involving the law. You don't know what they will do to you or your family, or if they'll break into your property to harm you. This is a serious matter. It's not simple. People have lost their lives for much less than this. So be careful before you do anything like that. Randy says, find the biggest, baddest BT speaker and point it directly at her and find the most offensive death metal tracks you can find and blast it. Buy a big speaker and play hardcore heavy metal all day, says Jay. Yes, those are options, but how does that solve anything? She'll simply wait it out, because she clearly has nothing to do. Marl says, you already tried to be nice with her and she ignored you. The next move is to go to your barangay hall and ask for mediation. They will call both sides and they can issue a warning or agreement on noise level. If she's actually running a business, a karaoke bar outside her house usually needs a business permit, barangay clearance, possibly zoning clearance. If she doesn't have those, the barangay or city hall can shut it down. Let's stop there. Can, number one. Number two, how do you know if she's not in with it with the barangay? What makes you think the barangay is not going to choose her side over yours? What makes you think any of these people will care about you or your concern? They want to tell you as soon as possible to go back to your home country because this is the way the Filipinos do. Because Filipinos love singing, is what they'll tell you. It's the holidays, is what they'll tell you. They'll make up any excuse to not lower the volume. Greg says, the traditional thing to do here is to be exceedingly passive-aggressive. Buy the biggest and most expensive speaker you can find and blast the worst, most grotesque music you can imagine every day for the entire day. Ron says, move. Don't waste time, become more stressed, angry, etc. Just move. It's not worth arguing anything else. And sure, you can check where you are moving to know it can happen again. Anything else you do besides moving will because of ego. Just move. Yes, why not abandon your home because of loud music? You can file a case against noise to the neighbor in the Philippines, but you must first attempt to resolve the issue at the barangay level. If mediation fails, you can escalate a complaint to the municipal city hall or file a case for nuisance in court. I've done it myself. Problem solved. Yes, But you don't tell everyone that you are a Filipino yourself. What makes you think they'll not try to scam this guy, extort him, and extract even more money from him? Beetle says, get a couple of huge speakers and play Mega Death. Open a karaoke shop, make it only 50% less priced than them, and do a better service to the client. Wait until the other side bankrupt, and you can close yours. Silent is back in order. This comes from a person with the brain of a child. You want this gentleman to go out and buy thousands of dollars worth of stereos and other equipment needed to run a shop, get the permits, everything from the barangay clearance and zoning permits, and also reduce his price 50% just in hopes of the people across the street stop singing? Clearly, this has to be a joke. Lynn says, I had that issue in Cagayan de Oro, a neighbor playing loud music all day, having parties until 3 a.m. I went and talked to the mayor that evening. There were two PNPs showed up, told them to run it off, turn it off. Benji says, honestly, they do have the right to make noise until 10 p.m. I suggest you soundproof your dwelling and buy some earplugs and document any disturbance associated with her establishment. Fights, drunken profanity, fights, drunken profanity, public exposure, urinating, excessive traffic, and whatever else that could and would constitute public harassment and local ordinance violations. This might help in minimizing what's happening around your neighborhood. Good luck. Good luck indeed. As most of us that lived in the Philippines know, this guy is not going to succeed in the end. Ben says, moving is probably the easiest and least risky. There are a lot of countermeasures you could try, but they would just piss off your neighbor, and it's not worth dying over or going to prison over something like this. This is sadly not a quiet country, and consideration is rare. But as others said, maybe a long vacation will fix the problem already, since the majority of businesses tend to fail. Yes, take a long vacation from your home, pay double the rent or mortgage just so you don't have to listen to your loud, inconsiderate Filipino neighbor singing karaoke. Hans says the only thing you can do is to accept it or move. Starting with the barangay or police will only put yourself in a bad situation with a lot of pissed off neighbors and friends of her. And I can assure you that you don't want to live door to door with the enemy. Remember, you are a guest in the Philippines, even you live there permanently. Yes, you will never be accepted in the community. You will always be looked at as something annoying that the neighbors have to deal with. Cut your losses if you can. If you need to, move. But if you're going to go to the barangay, just be open to the possibility of it backfiring. The best comment from yesterday is from USA 10211. There's nothing good about the Philippines. Filipino food is among the worst in the world. The elderly and children beg in the streets. Public transportation is in deplorable state. People urinate in the streets. There's no toilet paper or soap in any of the bathrooms in the Philippines, including government offices. Immigration imposes exorbitant residency fees. Government corruption is rampant. Fraud and scams are everywhere. There is no worse comment. Thanks for listening. God bless.